my cup with some Java love. Sit on down, let's talk it up. I know some laughing lattes.
Welcome to Life and Lattes with Liv and Cole. I'm Cole.
And I'm Liv.
What? Okay, explanation. Liv is not here today. She is on her anniversary trip with her husband, Brad. They are scouring the countryside, doing whatever it is couples do on their anniversary. So, Cade is filling in today for Liv.
Hi.
Welcome, Cade. Welcome back.
Hey, it's good to be here, man. Good to be here.
Not only is Cade here today, we also have another guest of whom we've talked about but has not been on the show, Levi Sullivan.
Oh, hey, y'all, what up?
Oh, what up?
What up?
Sold out.
Levi's been a good friend of ours for a while now, long enough. And
It's been a long time. It feels like it's been a long time. Longest 2 years of my life.
And we've been wanting to get him on the show, so today is the day. Today is the all bro show.
Bro show.
No women allowed.
There you go. Saturdays are for the boys. Man.
That's what they
Yeah.
say.
See, there you
It's
go.
not just a rumor. It's a real thing.
It's not just a rumor.
It's a real thing.
We just made it truth.
Today we are drinking one of my favorite coffees. It's just a good universal one. The breakfast blend from Starbucks. It is a tasty little morsel of a coffee for the morning time. It's bright and tangy, as the bag would state. It is medium. It just is nice for the mornings because you can just throw a little creme in there.
A little creme. Creme de la creme.
Little sugar.
It's a staple. Let's just be honest here. It's a go-to. It never fails.
What do you guys think? I know you said that it's a staple. It never fails. Levis?
Oh, it's good. I mean, I didn't drink coffee before you guys, so this is it's fantastic.
I feel like I corrupted you.
You guys did. You know what? So it kind of came from Melinda because every time we would go someplace, it was like, obviously cold out, and you guys are stopping every time we go somewhere to Starbucks. And I'm like, all right, well, I've spent $10 in gas to get to the nearest Starbucks. So, you know what? If you can't beat them, join them. Just get a freaking join in on this fun because I'm just sitting here waiting on you guys. So that's where the whole coffee thing started for me, was with Starbucks. So just keeping it real with them.
Screwed you up. You have a gold card now, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Everyone's
I
like,
got you
"Oh,
on
you
that."
go to Starbucks a lot. I'm like, it's a problem. But hey, could be worse, right? It could be meth.
It could be. I was gonna say there's worse to do. It could be meth.
Could be meth. So it's breakfast blend instead. I'll take it.
Supposedly there's a lot of that going around in Indiana.
Well, it's supposed to be the meth capital of the world. Not the world, sorry.
Isn't it?
U.S. I don't know.
Was it? I thought that was...
Oh, I heard it was like
I think Southern Indiana.
I think
Southern Indiana.
we got a lot of meth down there.
How did we go from coffee to meth?
Sorry.
Saturdays for the boys.
Breakfast blend is fantastic, but, meth.
Meth really gets the job done. If you want to step it
Meth is
up,
the real men's breakfast
meth's where it's
blend.
at. Yeah.
Wake up. Throw the belt around the arm. Just do you a nice shot.
Absolutely. Just tighten that thing up.
It'll wake
and
you right up.
Go for it. You're you're set.
It's not just for the birds. It'll freaking get it.
Everyone's like, hey, I need more hours in the day. Here you go. Next 24 hours, you're on the go.
Go.
You're hopped up.
Off the rails already. Thank goodness we have an outline today. So
Good
yeah,
luck.
coffee, good. If you want something that's easy, I buy it pre-ground. I put it in the press, good to go. So I think, and then what do we got? This is Coffee Mate. This is Natural Bliss.
It's Dirty Bliss because it's some dirty cream.
It's no gamo.
No gamo.
No gamos, okay?
No gamo.
I'm allergic to gumos.
For that gut health, know what I'm saying?
Gut health.
Gut #gut health. GTs.
Okay. So, going with our usual outline here with a guest, we got Levi today, so we're going to do a little Would You Rather. I pulled some offline
Oh boy.
for you, sir. So, let's see what he's got to say.
I'm a both kind of guy, right? Not really an or.
You have to pick one today. I'm sorry.
All right, here we go. Decision making it.
Okay, first one. Would you rather your only mode of transportation be a donkey or a giraffe?
Oh, a giraffe for sure. I'm more an exotic kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm rolling style.
Right.
Yeah, roll up. Everyone's going to be like, what?
He's got a giraffe.
Yeah, I mean, we're in Indiana. You roll up on a donkey, they're gonna be like, oh, a guy from southern Indiana, freaking probably cooking meth down there, right? But, you know.
Cooking meth on his donkey.
Yeah, roll up on a giraffe, and they're like, freaking, dude, that's sweet. The print, everything. The height,
The height.
gotta go on. Yeah.
Problem is you can't go through the drive-through with a giraffe.
I can train him to duck. It'll be fine.
Right?
Yeah, I'd be like,
The giraffe just did the limbo at the
yeah,
Starbucks.
swing his neck around.
It's gonna be tough to get off. You know what I'm saying?
I'll slide down his neck.
Slide down.
Do a little Flintstone.
Yeah, oh yeah, Fred Flintstone for sure. Down and out.
Okay, that was quick.
I know what I want.
Seriously though.
This is I had to warm you up with an easy one.
All right.
Okay. Would you rather every shirt you ever wear be kind of itchy, or only able to use one-ply toilet paper?
Ooh.
You did. You warmed me right up. Seems awful, by the way. I'm gonna go with the one ply. I'm just gonna go with I'm gonna go with some ingenuity, and I'm gonna fold it over a few times. You know what I mean? I'm gonna pull a lot more off the roll. So usually, like a good 3-ply Charmin. So I'm gonna have to pull off 30 sheets at a time. But
Gotta watch those fingers.
It's all good. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I'm thinking,
You might have to buy more toilet
Yeah.
paper.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I'm thinking, you go what? Well, depending on where we've been or what we've been doing. 1 maybe 2 times a day. So I can deal with that. But the shirt you're in big time. So I'm gonna go with toilet
Right.
paper. Yeah.
Itchy shirt.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, not all.
Just all day.
All day, every day. I'm out. I gotta stay pretty.
I like that. I like that. I like the ingenuity on that.
Yeah.
One.
You know me. I'm a thinker.
Okay, this one's good too. Would you rather have edible spaghetti hair that regrows every night, or sweat, not sweet, maple syrup?
Ooh. I'm gonna go with spaghetti hair if it keeps growing. I mean, because I could use some extra hair the way it is. It
regrows every night.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic.
I can just see you sitting
And
there
plus,
just doing this. And
I love getting a haircut. So if I could just wake up every morning and just get a new haircut, it'd be great. If it just keeps growing and they're like, hey, what are you feeling today?
I wonder what the thickness of spaghetti. I wonder if it's like
Is
regular
it angel
spaghetti.
hair?
Oh, is it angel hair? If it's angel hair, I'm so in. Heck yeah.
But you be catch me at night just dumping marinara sauce.
I
on
know.
your head.
I was gonna say this guy over here with pasta, I'd wake up bald again.
Yeah, I got Parmesan in your face.
Yeah, hey, if you do it right, 2 times, I could feed the hungry. You could just donate my hair every day.
Yeah.
That's true.
I could be bald.
That's a legit locks of
Donate your
love.
hair.
So yeah,
Locks of love.
see what I'm saying?
Okay, that was a good one. Okay, I got a couple more. Would you rather have all dogs try to attack you when they see you, or all birds try to attack you when they see you?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna go with the birds. I'll just bat them away. But dogs.
Dude, what if there were like 50 birds though? I
Yeah.
don't know if you're winning
Could you
that
imagine
battle.
being attacked by dogs?
Are
though?
we
That would
talking?
be-
Are we talking
oh,
like little bluebirds? Or are we talking like vultures or
It says-
any bird?
it says
Any
birds.
just birds?
Freaking
You know
birds.
what? I'm just still gonna go with the birds because I love me some dog. I
Or you
I
don't want
love
them to
me
be
some
mad
dog,
at
and I
you.
don't want them to be mad at me.
I don't.
I don't want to be mad. I want them
like
to cuddle me.
Okay. Would you rather have skin that changes color based on your emotions,
That would be.
or tattoos appear all over your body depicting what you did yesterday?
Oh. I don't know if you've ever spent a weekend with Cade and I, or just the 3 of us together. Kelly Ankney, you're not in the room, right?
She's
Kelly's
not here. No.
Okay.
Mom's not
She
here.
doesn't listen to this, right?
I'd have to wear just a sweatsuit.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go with the skin that changes.
Top to bottom tracksuit.
I'm
Just
gonna go with the skin that changes color.
Okay.
I stay pretty even most of the time. I mean,
That's true.
I can get a little heated, but it might not be bad for people to know that sometimes. But
Right.
the stuff on your skin seems dangerous.
Right.
Yeah, we like to have
Stories
fun.
from yesterday.
Yeah, we like to have
got
fun.
lead in it. You know what I mean? All those tattoos.
Oh my.
I don't know. I would like a sleeve. So it'd be kind of at first I was kind of like, there we go. It's my chance to get a sleeve.
Okay, last one. Would you rather have everything you draw become real but be permanently terrible at drawing, or be able to fly but only as fast as you can walk?
Oh. No, I'm gonna go with the drawing. I can't draw worth a flip anyways, so I'm just gonna go with that one because you could make it somewhere a heck of a lot faster in a nice car.
Just-
like Nice. Yeah.
I feel like you just
That'd
be
be like a
floating,
hover,
essentially, just hovering.
I
Sounds kind of cool though.
Yeah, and I like to go fast.
You'd have to
so-
get.
I like to go
You have
fast.
to get one of those real long jackets so you can't see your legs, and then you're just like floating.
Oh, I would
everywhere.
I'd have to airstream. Like I'd have to get real fuel efficient, if you know what I'm saying. I'd be taped down,
Tight
getting
down.
efficient,
Yeah.
suit on, paragliding suit, windbreakers, yeah, the whole deal. But no, I'm gonna go drawing for sure.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Now you guys know Levi just a little bit more.
it's me. Real important
We're
stuff there.
Hi, it's me.
So I got a couple more things that I'd like to talk to you about. Cade and I are going to talk to you about yourself.
Oh, no.
Because I feel like we've got to know Cade. We got to get to know you a little bit more before we talk about our subject here today.
Okay.
We've got an overall theme that we're going to discuss. So
Yeah,
we're going to try to help us out some ladies.
Come on,
let's
ladies.
do it.
Bring them
Yep.
on.
Let's do it.
Bring them on.
So Levi, why don't
Scares me when you use my full
I know,
name.
right?
Stop it.
Levis.
Levis.
Yes, thank you.
Levis.
Thank you.
Lavis. How did we meet? I want to hear that. I want to hear the story
boy.
from your perspective.
How did we meet?
I know. Look at Kate.
It's dangerous. So if we're throwing it way back to when we originally met, so
Okay, I like
friends of friends of Jake Bolin. So Jake and I went to college together. Started hanging out with Jake and Michaela.
Yep.
You guys were around occasionally. At a few-
Kate and I know Jake from high school.
Yeah, so
Jake
you guys,
Burn.
yeah, so you guys hung out quite a bit. But then I started to come around, and so you guys were there. I mean, let's be honest. Had a friend that wasn't so fond of y'all that I hung out with quite a bit. So I was like, oh, these people seem pretty cool, but nah, just kidding. They're really not that cool.
Right.
But you really
Seriously
are.
not.
Yeah,
No.
seriously
Pass.
not. Dude, hashtag overrated. But yeah, so that started the whole deal. And we knew each other for a while, so like acquaintances, right?
Yep.
But never spent any time together, hung out. And then Jake Bolin got married.
Yes, they
And
did.
that is kind of when the fun really started.
Game on.
You know what I mean? That's
Game
what.
on.
So the
a
tattoo
little
thing,
pre-marriage.
Yeah, the tattoo thing would have been fine. You know,
Right, no.
Pre that.
Pre-
we
yeah.
would have been good to go. But now,
No, not so good.
yeah. So a couple of years ago, right? Jake got married. He's coming up on 2-year anniversary.
Yeah.
But it all started before that, about this time, because we got invited to be in his wedding party.
Yep. We were
So
forced
then-
to be friends.
Yeah, we were forced to be friends, and my goodness, sometimes Jesus just knows what he's doing.
Hey,
He's like,
Jesus.
It's true.
we're gonna make this happen, and
Appreciate you.
here we are.
Although, was it the first 2 or 3 months before the wedding?
It was a good, probably solid 3 months.
I was gonna say definitely 3 months.
solid 3 months.
Every weekend.
Yeah.
Every.
Every
Yeah.
weekend.
Can we shake this guy? Can we shake him? Just joking.
Now look.
I'm sure he was one to shake us
Yeah,
too.
right.
Gosh.
At first, I was
Both of us too at the same time.
Oh, at first I was like, this is a lot. Like I needed an IV of Red Bull. I was like, this is a lot to keep up with.
Buckets.
Yeah, buckets. It just a lot
was
of
a
a
lot.
lot of things, but a lot of fun. We were all kind of in different
Yes.
stages of life and
In rough stages.
going
of
through
life.
some things. I was kind of
Yep.
coming off some stuff, and I remember. We were like 3 month Cade. He just
Yeah,
doesn't
I
count.
was
He
gonna say,
just,
I was like,
Cade,
I'm just
Cade just,
coasting
just
here.
glides through though. He makes it
Coasting.
look easy. He makes it look easy.
Do what I
I'm
can.
not saying gliding through an easy path.
Oh
but
no, definitely no.
like you're even keel.
I
You
feel
know
like,
what I mean?
I feel
You
like
are.
Cade's the glue.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Aw.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely is.
like
I
that's
mean,
the best way to put him
That
because
warms me.
he's the most even keel out of all. of us.
yeah. Well, you guys have things in common. Cade and I have things in common. We have things in common, but we all just kind of.
Guess what?
Nice
If
to get to do
if
that.
it wasn't for me, there would be no us.
But yeah. So then.
I had something I was gonna say, and I was like, not podcast appropriate.
There goes the like filter.
There's been a few of those. I've tried to. Just the F bomb just about went out. Just like, stop it. But then we went to Nashville for the bachelor party, and I would say that we
That's
kicked
true.
things off before that. But
That's true.
like you said, I had gone
That
through some
helped.
rough stuff, and I was still kind of like down a little bit. The
Yeah.
weekends drank the pain away. But
Yeah,
we
we
go to
were-
Nashville, and I was like, wow, I can have a good time again, and there's still good people in the world, and
We were all trying to figure out
Having
life
fun, and
all
this
at the
is-
same time. That's
Yeah.
the crazy thing about it. It's
It
like
was.
we all needed each other at that point in time.
crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Again,
so I got
Jesus.
a relationship, and you get in, you're like, oh, nothing's ever going to be better, and here we are 2 years later, and I'm like, I wouldn't trade this for anything. Like, see ya.
Thriving.
Getting married, having a kid. I'm just over here living the dream. What up?
Pass.
Yeah. Hashtag pass on that.
Love it. Love it. Well, that kind of goes into the other thing. We were kind of talking about finding our paths, and
Yeah.
we've all kind of been on the life's journey. And I think at this point in life, we figured out that there's a lot to it.
Oh my
Gosh.
gosh. Yeah.
And so that kind of, I was going to talk about maybe this whole, I know, especially with both of you guys, you can kind of help out on this, shed some light on the whole, trying to figure out your path when it comes to careers.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know both of you have been trying to work on that. And I know especially Levi right now, because, Cade's working with Dad, but
yeah.
I know you got Little Sticker Biz.
Yeah.
I do
Which I wanted to touch on that as well. So we can talk about that first, or you can talk about maybe kind of just give me a quick synopsis of this like journey of trying to find where you're going to land at.
Yeah, absolutely. So Little Sticker Business is kind of like the backside. So we used to race dirt cars, and so it kind of just had a personal need. And I don't know, I felt adventurous at the time, and I was just like, oh, I could do that. It doesn't look hard. Like,
how old were you when you started that?
So it was 07. So it's been 12 years ago. So it's been like 14, 15. So it was the summer between my 8th grade year of middle school and going into high school.
Okay, gotcha.
So just kind of had a personal need for it. And I was like, hey, that can't be that hard. Like I'd seen people do it, and I was always intrigued by it. The guy that did this stuff for us, I always kind of hung out with him when he was doing our race cars and stuff. So
I'm going to stop you real fast. We call it Little Sticker Business, kind of the joke, but what is it that...
just go with it now, right?
We call it that, but it's
So Sullivan Sign Co. is
Sign Co.
the official name.
Right, and you do specifically...
Yes. So we do little stickers, really, no decals. So any kind of signage work, like a lot of fleet graphics and things like that. So if you see semis rolling down the road, if you see box trucks, whatever it may be, anything that you can put a sticker on, we can do it. But yeah, a lot of fleet and a lot of commercial, like corporate stuff, wall graphics, things like that. So started out, so back to the dirt car thing, started out in dirt cars, and I was like, hey, this is cool. But after like the end of summer, I had like, I think like $500 or $600 in a safe. And I was like, hey, wow, that's really cool. Like, how'd that happen? Right. And I was like, hey,
wasn't ready for that.
Yeah. So that started the love for working. But went through that, and I quickly realized there's not much money in dirt cars, right? People, they're out there doing it for sport and hobby, and they kind of want everything. I'm not going to say for free, but definitely on a limited budget. And so I was like, I'm just going to move over into the business sector. So just kind of did that and continued to grow it just organically through high school and college. And so that was really the only job that I'd ever had until I graduated college. So very fortunate in that space. I never had to, I say fortunate, but working retail or anything, with crazy hours, trying to, go with my school schedule. Or anything.
Didn't have to work for the man.
Yeah, I never had to do that. So, went through there, and then ended up going to college, graduated with a management marketing degree. But along the way, I had to do an internship. And so a friend of mine that had been a financial advisor to my family kind of brought me in, and I had spent some time with her, and she's like, hey, I think you'd be really good at this. You should try it. And so I'm like, I got to have an internship, so I might as well give it a go, right? Because I'm really ready to graduate, and if I don't have to dig that hard to get an internship, I can do this. So interned there, and then as soon as I graduated in December of 2015, I started with Edward Jones, which is the company that she also worked for, and went through, and it's like a 4-month, pretty rigorous study program to get your... It's kind of like the top investment licenses of the industry, Series 7 and 66. Super boring stuff for most people. Yeah. So, 60 hours a week for 5 weeks studying for this test that if you don't pass, you're fired. You're done. You're fired.
One and done.
One and done. Like, if you don't pass on the first time, you're done.
Not for me.
So, right? Yeah.
Hey, me either.
Yeah.
I took the real estate exam 4 times.
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
It took me 3 times to get my driver's license.
this guy, though. And that's Cade. So
watch out for him on the road.
Was a lot.
Yeah. How's your driving record? No, I'm just kidding. We'll touch on that.
No, please not.
So yeah, that's kind of how I transitioned, I guess, into my formal career was through Edward Jones. So studied for that, passed the 7, 66 started. It was literally Thanksgiving, so I got 1 day off Thanksgiving and then started the 66, which is like the law portion of it.
Okay.
Not a lawyer, by the way. Awful. Don't ask me about the laws because I have no clue. That went in and out as soon as I passed the test.
Passed, done.
Erased.
Dump it.
Yeah. So finished that up like the beginning of December, and I was getting ready to move to St. Louis for a 6-month training program, and I had always been kind of adamant about being in or around Columbus or somewhere close. I have a pretty big family and nieces and nephews, things like that I want to stay around here for. And so Edward Jones was like, hey, there's not going to be a spot for you when you get back. So at that point,
like, thanks.
I was just kind of like, what do I do? Right. So that was kind of the first crossroads of my career. Like, hey, am I even going to stay in finance? What does that look like? And so decided to leave Edward Jones. Literally a few days later, someone else that was in finance with Northwestern Mutual called me, and they're like, hey, do you want to potentially talking about working here. And I was like, I didn't even know there was a Northwestern Mutual in Columbus. I'm like, they call it the quiet company. They're doing what they say they're doing. They're very quiet.
Very quiet.
Yeah, I mean, right downtown Columbus, and didn't even know it was there. So went to Northwestern Mutual, worked there for a couple of years. Kind of now, looking back on it, loved what I did, but the environment that I was in was no bueno.
Yeah.
Which makes it kind of hard when you're trying to onboard your own clients and do all these things. And again, I was kind of at that crossroads. I was like, hey, do I see myself here forever, or do I need to choose a different career path, right? Do I need to go out on my own and do this? Do I need to do something totally different, right? Do I want to expand the little sticker business? Do I want to, go into real estate, right? We talked about that. I'm kind of a people person, and, Cade and I talked about this last night, and the 8 to 5 grind is kind of, I'm like, it's kind of like putting on that itchy t-shirt. It's like, please don't make
I'll
me.
take the one ply. Take the one ply.
Yep. So I'd rather be up, working 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night doing stuff versus just sitting at a desk every day or in a cubicle.
Preach it, brother. Preach it.
Preach it.
Yeah. So
Preach.
So I left Northwestern Mutual when my contract ended back in February because I was fortunately in a space where I could do it financially and things like that. And I honestly didn't know. I was pretty miserable. I mean, it was the morale was just not good. And so every day walking in there, and I'm just kind of like, man, I can't do this forever. Like, this is awful, and I'm a big proponent of being happy. You guys know that. I like to have a good time and be happy. And Cade and I also talked about this. We're like, hey, you spend more time with your coworkers, right, and at work than you do with your family and friends. So why would you not want to be happy? And so I kind of talked to the guy that I worked for and tried to work things out. And I was like, hey, man, like, I think we should try to be happy here, right? Like, I think that would be, and he's like, life's not all about being happy, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, life's
Later.
not always rainbow and butterflies, but if we can make people happy, they'll also probably work harder and, on and on, business, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Happy people want to work.
That's what I'm
more.
saying. I'm like,
That's just a fact.
so like our clients would probably prefer us be happy and not like go into meeting and feel like everyone's at each other's throats.
Especially if you're handing people's money.
Yeah,
And you're like,
exactly.
I would want you to be happy, by the way.
And so I guess that was kind of the inflection point for me, was because I started.
Right, I came into work today and I felt I was really just mad at life and mad at myself, and so I just set your savings on fire.
I just said it all. Literally, it's gone.
I traded it into international developing. Hope it comes back.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, Levi, we're gonna need you to speak English when you're on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
So-
We're gonna need to trade it into international developing.
So-
That sounds good. I'm not gonna lie.
International waters? I don't know.
So just think of a pie chart. It's a piece of pie.
Piece of-
playing Trivial Pursuit.
I
There's
love
lots of different.
pie.
Lots of. I know you do.
It's
Lots.
like pie. Pie's good.
Lots of
Put whipped
different.
cream on my pie.
Put whipped cream on your investments. It makes them better. So different pieces of pie, So, but anyways, going into work every day with people that weren't happy, and me trying to accumulate people's money, and I guess kind of the inflection point for me that was like, hey, I need to make a change, was like when I had friends or family ask me if I could help them, and I was kind of like, hey, no, like, don't come here because I don't know if I'm going to be here in like a certain amount of time. And so for me, that was kind of the inflection point, because I'm like, if I feel like I need to tell people that, then that's probably not someplace that I should be long term.
right.
So anyways, so here we are. So running a little sticker biz and then figuring out what I'm going to do next. So Cade and I were talking about it, and probably leaning towards going back into finance, maybe on my own.
You're just going to go ball out, though.
Yeah, there's some opportunities that are potentially available through a couple different companies. So we'll see where I land. Patience aren't my strong suit. I like to get things done.
I understand.
I like to keep the train rolling,
Right.
especially financially, right? I guess being a financial advisor, it's kind of like, let's keep this money train rolling.
Right. That's the whole point.
That's the whole point. So it's been a little bit of a step back, but I think a lot of long-term growth for life probably made me think about a lot of things and reflect. And
But like we've talked about, both of you, you have the opportunity.
yeah, I mean,
There's nothing there's no strings attached, nothing. You do what you guys
No
are,
kids.
no kids,
No kids.
no ladies.
No kids.
Hashtag thankful.
Hashtag no.
It's a
kids.
beautiful thing. Okay? It's a
Hashtag-
beautiful thing.
I know. I love your
kids.
kids.
Are beautiful. That's
I love your kids,
Yeah, so-
but I can give them back when I'm done. That's
yeah,
the point.
exactly,
Yeah.
right? Like, so buy them a snow cone maker,
Yeah.
and you're like, here you go, daddy.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love you,
so,
peace.
Gotta go home later.
Yeah, so you have Dia and Elsie, and I have like 10 or 11 nieces and nephews, so that's perfect, because I'm like, hey,
happy.
let's go do, take them to do something fun and take them home. And
So it's funny that you bring up nieces, because
Yeah.
on my list of things to talk to you about, I was going to talk to you guys about being uncles. Because you're both funkles for sure.
Oh no.
Best in the biz. What's up?
we don't like to have fun. That's the last thing on our agenda.
Yeah.
Uncle Levis and Uncle Caden's.
Yeah.
How is that? I mean, I know you like the fact that you can just hang out with them and give them back. I get
Yeah.
that. I hear
Yeah,
that all the time.
That's
All the time.
Grandparents, uncles, I understand that. I'm putting them to bed at night. That's fine, but
Yeah. You can go. You want to go, Kate? You want me to go?
Go.
Okay.
You have several, so I'm interested to
I
hear.
do have several.
I got two.
You do.
It's
you do
easy.
have two.
well, you are one of 5 siblings.
I am
correct?
one. Yeah. Well, so
Are you the youngest?
I'm blended family. So
Yeah.
on my mom's side, like my big family.
I
one
need a
of 5.
diagram for this.
I know,
Every
every
time.
time.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I gave up on it a while ago.
Yeah. And then so on the other side, the dark side. No, I'm just
Right.
kidding. I have 2 sisters over there as well. One has kids, one doesn't. But I call it the big portion of the family. The one that I probably spend the most time with, just because we're naturally together, is my mom's kids inside, and my stepdad, which is my dad, right? So adopted, and so dad in that fact. But it's so different because all 5 of us siblings are so different. And I always talk about my parent. I tell my parents that I'm like, we could not be Jamie and I. So one of the older ones, and then me are pretty alike, and then the two middle kids, my 2 middle siblings.
Shout out.
Shout out to Jamie Murray.
Jamie Murray.
Oh my gosh, I'm surprised she hasn't called while we've been sitting here. By the
know.
way, it's been we're going on 20 minutes now, and my phone hasn't rang.
right.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas miracle. No, God love her. I know she loves me so much, and I appreciate her. Mothering me around sometimes.
Sometimes. You're like, eh.
It's
Mothering. I don't know if that's the right
mothering.
word.
You got to take it with a grain of salt. It's kind of like the Series 66. In one ear, not the other sometimes.
There you
I
go.
love you, Jamie, if you're listening.
Right.
If you're going to listen. But yeah, so all 5 of us are so different. And so in turn, all the kids are so different. And which is crazy because I struggle with it as an uncle, I guess, because sometimes I feel like I'm neglecting some of them. But it's not that I'm neglecting. It's just our personalities don't like mesh as
Right.
closely as I do. So like Parker, you guys know Parker, and Hallie. So those are Jamie's kids. And so they have a lot of Jamie's personality, which Jamie and I are very close, and we have the same personality. So I naturally mesh with them, really well. And so we spend a lot of time together and taking them to do things. And we've always been very close. So they're the oldest. So they were the first 2. So, kind of developed that relationship. And I remember Hallie was born, and I loved her so much. You know what I mean? It was just so cool. And I'm pretty loving and caring anyway. So kids allow, it's fun to get that inner kid out and do that. But then Parker was born, and I remember telling my mom, I was like, Mom, I'm scared I'm not going to love him. Like, I can't ever love anyone as much as Hallie.
No,
like,
yeah.
So, and you may feel that way with Dee and Elsie too, right?
Can't choose favorites.
Yeah.
It's
So
tough,
then,
though.
yeah, there's a bunch. So we've got all the way from, nieces and nephews range from like age 17 all the way down to like 6 months now. So
Wow.
It is a big scale. Yeah. So,
No joke.
But I love them all in their own individual ways.
Yep.
During this time off, again, I've had some time to kind of go with them and reflect. And obviously that's invaluable time that you get to spend with them. Like, once I start getting my next career, right, that may be it. And I may be in forever for the next 40 years, and I won't get to, do that. But like Grady, we were the other day watching him, and we were playing the Wii, and he brings me a controller. He's in the other room playing the Wii, and I have the baby, I'm carrying it around, and he brings me the Wii controller in the other room, and he wants me to play the Wii from the other room, and I'm like, buddy, I can't see the TV or the sensor. He's like, it's okay, just play, right? So like reflecting on that, it's so cool to see kids in their innocence and how loving and fun they are, and so that's really cool. So I probably enjoy that part about it the most, because in a world that's so crazy, filled with as you get older, so many not great people, you learn to really appreciate kids and do your best to raise them up right. So,
Appreciate the innocence.
Yeah, so I'm glad I get to play a part.
Hold on to that.
I feel like you're better at having fun with your nieces and nephews. I feel like I always go into full-blown dad mode. I don't know why. I
do a little bit.
I feel like I'm always like trying
true.
to like discipline them or something, and I don't know why. I'm
Just
like,
like chill, just enjoy it, man.
and I'm
got that covered.
naturally chill, but I'm like, quit touching your sister. Quit touching stop. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why. Always,
That's just because you're trying to look out for the young one because you are the
Yeah.
younger.
yeah. Well, yeah,
And,
that's
and,
true.
and my oldest is a lot like me.
She's a strong personality.
We were talking about it. I was like, we should have Dee on here. She's like, excuse me, Daddy, can I speak? But this really stinks. This podcast stinks.
Yeah, exactly. She would be like, "You guys are goobers."
Yeah,
and stuff.
seriously.
She would too.
I can't wait to dance with her at Wawasee. I've already been talking to her about it. It's gonna be fantastic.
She loves her some Uncle Levi.
Well, I
her
think she
too.
got a little crush on her.
You know, hey, when you look, yes, good. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
okay.
Hard not to. It's the lighting in here. If you
Kid's
can see.
5.
Hey, I know.
Okay.
I'm like her eyes just probably aren't fully developed.
Right. Still waiting, just like your LASIK. Just wait.
Hey,
waiting on
we're money now. We're good to go. We're good to go. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel like we've gotten to know Levi enough.
Hit me.
So this will be fun. So okay. You guys are both single.
Oh, here it goes.
I have
Wait,
been there,
what?
I have been there, done that
I'm neutral.
multiple times.
Neutral.
And we're gonna talk about oh gosh,
I was waiting for it.
fluidity. No, so we're gonna talk a little about dating, and we're gonna talk
do
about
it.
dating world. We're gonna talk about being single. We're gonna talk about all that good stuff. We're gonna hit on some of that. We're gonna give you ladies some knowledge. From a bro's
Knowledge.
perspective. I can't talk today. All I've had is coffee and no food, so I'm like, woo!
I had a nutty bar, bro.
I
They
wasn't
were
offered one.
fantastic. Oh, by the way, just got a text from Jamie Marie. I told you it wouldn't be
Oh,
long.
there you go.
See?
She probably was itching. She heard
She
this.
lurking. She lurking.
Okay. Let's see what I have on my list first here. Let's see. Okay, so why don't we talk about maybe some of the difficulties that you guys run into, and I'll just kind of interject little things here and there. Not good at being single, so.
Yeah, right.
That's true.
I feel like we have the opposite problem. Sometimes we're a little bit too good at being single.
Yeah, I think we've got it mastered. I'm like, this is it. This is the
Going
way to
pretty
go.
good.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me maybe some of your top difficulties of I'm trying to think maybe just meeting people in general. And I'm talking about like the good meeting people. Like I'm not talking
Right.
about like meeting on the dance floor.
Yeah. Like you're talking like it's not okay to like just groove through brothers and take someone home. Like it's not okay.
Be like, yo, come on, let's roll.
What? Yeah. You want to go, Cade, or you want to do?
I feel like it's good. It's kind of difficult these days because of like social media and everything.
So you think social media brings a difficulty to the game?
Maybe a little bit.
I think
Expand.
Yeah.
Expand, Cadence. I want to hear your thoughts on this.
Okay, so I feel like it also like sets a standard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe like you see a lot of like you see like I feel like you see or maybe you kind of get like fixated more like you see somebody on social media. You know what I mean? It like you said, like it kind of sets a standard, so it's kind of hard to would you go out? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I feel like these days it's hard to just go out and. I don't know. But I've never been that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like go out and like just randomly meet somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm not much of a. I wouldn't say that I would just like go out to, let's say, Brothers or somewhere, downtown Indy and just be like, oh,
For sure.
I'm looking to meet someone tonight. Like,
Exactly.
That's just not like where I would
I
look
know,
to
it's
find
so
someone.
weird,
And it's
yeah.
not like, but I also know, like, I think like you said with the social media thing, everybody is like living for the gram these days, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
I feel like. And I feel like it could be good, it could be bad. Maybe
So you
maybe some people are projecting a better life than what they're leading, which is scary, right? Because if you start out bad, then you're like, whoa,
Yeah,
like this
exactly,
is what
right.
I signed up for.
And that's what
But-
I was going to ask.
but
Like,
then
are you
misperception.
thinking that what you're seeing might not always be the
Exactly.
truth, especially, and
Yeah.
I think it's especially true, just in my opinion. Maybe you guys don't agree with me. It's especially true with the opposite sex. I think
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think girls maybe put more time into it, and it's
Yeah,
more of one
absolutely.
of those things where you're like, not that the effort isn't appreciated, but you just don't know if that person behind the profile is going
Yeah.
to be that true person.
Right.
I guess that's
Yeah.
maybe the issue is like finding someone
I see
that's
what you're saying.
genuine. You know what I mean?
Finding someone
Yeah,
that's genuine.
yeah, exactly.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Not that they're not, and I don't want to say like they're not out. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
obviously genuine,
But you hesitate.
But you hesitate.
Oh,
There's always that
absolutely.
like thought. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you're living behind a screen, right?
Yeah,
if you
for
don't
sure.
know them, you're just like, oh, it looks good, or they could be like, hey, I want to look cool, and so they're posting stuff about partying all the time, and you're like, whatever, which is cool. I mean,
Yeah.
we obviously like to have a good time too. There's no hiding that, but like for me, I may look at that and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Gosh, but they may be like a really good, because I know there's like several girls that I've gone to high school with and things like that, and I was just like, I was like, whoa, like, you know, like, hey, they're cute, or they're good looking, or like they seem like they're cool, but they just do stuff that like I would never be okay with. And then now I see it, and it's like they're kind of turning a corner and doing different things. So, you know, looking back at that, I don't know, but I feel like at this stage in the game, I'm super picky, anyways. You're super picky, Cade. Just about everything in life in general. So,
yeah, because Levi, you're my age, right?
Yeah.
So you're 26.
26.
Yep. You'll be 27 soon.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Soon.
Cade, you're 24, right? Yep.
24.
Yeah. So you guys are both kind of in your 20s. So I don't blame you for wanting to be a little picky, right?
Well, I feel like
because-
maybe it's kind of needed, but it's also like I feel like I try like also I try not to be as picky. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I will maybe I mean I probably always will be. And like I said, I think there's like it's kind of maybe necessary if you're looking for, like you said, maybe somebody genuine or something like that. But
Yeah, agreed.
definitely like you can go overboard.
So then,
You know what I mean?
What are your guys' thoughts about like DMs? You know, like sliding in the DMs. Like, do you think that that's like not a good move? But how do you like? How would you start that conversation? So let's say let's just say that maybe there's a couple, you know, arm's lengths of separation between you and this person, right? And so you all have mutual friends, you know, you've seen this person just specifically online, right? And you want to make contact and just strike up a conversation, maybe find out more about this person, you know, see if maybe there is something there. You know, what's going to be that step that you take?
I feel like maybe finding something relatable in there.
What I'm saying, are you gonna send her a message through like Instagram or whatever, or are you gonna be like find her number through a friend and call her? I mean, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? What's that first step of contact?
I feel like I'm out on the DMs. I don't know. To me, that just is like, it's just weird to me. But maybe I'm kind of old school about it. But I guess my approach would be more like, if I was good enough friends with the people, I'd be like, hey, can we just all like end up at the same place sometime? And then
I gotcha.
Like go from there. Like that would be more
try to get face to face.
Yeah, like that would be more my, and then just like, you know, casually like talk to him throughout the night and see if there's you know what I mean? See if he goes anywhere, see if
sort
there's
of
any like
chemistry.
vibe there, right? Or I don't know, the DMs are just not my
I was gonna say it was
game
like
in particular, but
Well,
I know for a lot of people it works. But
looking back on your relationships, is it like usually is it gone somewhere mostly like you guys were friends first, you know what I mean? And then like I feel like, or was it just kind of like
He's like, do we really have to talk about past
No,
relationships?
it's
right.
fine.
He's like,
You know, what's past is past. You know, it's funny that we just had that conversation and talked about the DMs, but my last serious relationship, which I thought probably would have been serious for a long time, right? We talked about that, and
Right.
but yeah, I guess that started out. So I knew her through friends of friends of friends, and I had been invited to a couple of things, but she was kind of in I'll call it a hairy relationship, for lack of a better term, kind of edgy, and so her boyfriend at the time was kind of a little bit of a loose cannon. I feel like, you know, had some growing up to do.
Yep.
And so I never really hung out around them, but then they broke up, and I knew that from a friend of a friend, and I was like, I always thought she was cute. Always, you know, she was like, again, social media, she was always posting pictures like with her nieces and nephews and fun, and they lived on it. They had a lake house, and so I was like, man, like those things fit my like criteria, right? I guess, for lack of a better term. So then she actually added me on Snapchat one random day. And so talking about the DMs, right? So then, you know, I'm saying, you know what they be using Snapchat for, you know what I'm saying? So, no, totally just kidding. Not really. But so she added me on Snapchat, and then I ended up messaging her, and it went from there. So it was kind of cool. Yeah. Caught her in a weak moment, luckily for me, right? I'll go with that.
I just want to let you guys know the last time I used any sort of social media to talk to a girl to get a girlfriend, we were talking on AOL Instant Messenger.
oh,
Just gonna put that in perspective.
boy.
And MySpace.
I remember like MSN Messenger just
man.
all the time.
Logging in on that dial.
Logging in, hit me on the Messenger.
Yeah.
Right?
You want to chat?
Right.
You want to get on the chat?
I remember
wanna
getting off
chat?
the bus
You want to chat?
and waiting for people to get in the group. You guys don't know what getting off the bus was like.
Hey, I
but-
rode the bus like 10 times.
Okay. So, you know, all your friends were on the bus.
Yeah.
And you would be like, let's get on Messenger when we get home.
Right. Come
So,
on.
yeah.
come on.
So, like, you run in the house, and then, you know, like, you can talk to the people that were before you, right? They got off, and then you're waiting on all the rest of your friends to get home to
Yep.
log into the group on Messenger. And
Gosh.
I'm like, we just saw each other 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And we're already talking about something stupid, but whatever.
Right.
It was fun.
Hey, that was just being young, right?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Well, so what if you don't have any sort of like mutual friends? What you gonna do then?
Oh,
You
I
gonna
feel like
you gonna send a DM?
You-
curl up in a ball and hide.
Just go nope.
Nope.
Okay, so I have a feeling I know what you guys are gonna say, but
You don't
what
know.
about like Tinder and stuff?
no. No, I'm sorry.
I mean, I
But
do think that there's legitimate relationships happen from
for
that.
sure, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know
For
a
sure.
few people.
Yeah. I understand that the negative connotation going into it
Yeah,
is that it's
absolutely.
just for hookups, and I get that for sure. That would be a total. I mean, that's the one. I mean, that's like the main reason why I would never download
no way.
the app
Yeah,
because I'm
right.
like, what's 90% of it's probably not going to be genuine.
Exactly.
You're not going to be looking for a companion.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're just looking for that.
I mean, I feel like our personalities, though. I mean, we're not really just looking for like a hookup.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
so I feel
And
like
your
that-
personalities don't really lend
yeah,
to that
like
sort of relationship.
I've never been that kind of like I said, I'm not like I've never desired to like go meet someone at the bar and then just go home and like have a one night stand.
Yeah,
Like,
really.
that's-
When we all went out,
Yeah.
and hung out, it was usually just all three of us
yeah,
having
and
a
we
good
were
time.
like
We're
content
just
with that, right?
bros,
we were
right?
just like happy. Yeah. So
Just chilling, and I mean, and we talked to plenty of people we didn't know,
absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
and whatever, because I mean that's just being friendly and having
Yeah.
a good time. But it wasn't like that was never the goal, and we never did
yeah,
that.
we never
No.
never. So be proud of us, Kel.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, but Tinder, I'm out. I did have a Tinder for a while when we were on spring break in Panama City. Which you were supposed to go on. Talk about.
Ayo.
Okay.
I gotta get one before we go back down there. And do
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're going soon. No, but it was spring break, and there were like 8 of us that rented this condo out, and we were all there, and all of us had. I mean, like literally, I think like Jake and Michaela had Tinder.
Oh my
they're
God.
married,
And
but they're like
married. They were
I-
together at the time, and I literally think that they had Tinder. We were just like,
Just
we
in
were
case.
just seeing the randomness on there, like what was going on, and it was crazy.
Or they've been together 12 years.
Yeah,
And Tinder.
but I'm like, I'm out on the Tinder, but Jimmy and Kate, you guys know Jimmy and Kate.
Yep, they met through Tinder.
Yeah, and then Shelb, you guys know
Yeah.
Shelb. She met someone on social media as well. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Tinder. So those are 2 people.
It's so hard for me to imagine, going about it that way.
I can't.
Yeah.
It's
Scary.
It gives
to
me
me.
anxiety.
Yeah, see,
It really does. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm
I
out.
don't know.
I'm so far out.
Right?
And I feel like, well, on Tinder, like I don't feel like there's a lot of information. Like it's just like a
Yeah.
profile picture and a bio, right?
Right.
Like at least on Instagram, you get like some sort of like
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
history there.
There's a
like,
history, right?
Not like a snippet of like,
Like-
I like long walks to the fridge and Bakersfield Margs, and I love
right.
my golden doodle.
Yeah,
and
right,
there's
golden
4 pictures of you with 3 other people, so we don't know which one you are. So
Yeah, right.
that's unfair, right?
So do you feel like something more along the lines of Instagram or Facebook is a better way? I mean, probably Facebook, you probably get more information.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had to choose one.
Maybe
I'm
a
saying.
grandma nowadays.
Huh?
I would
Maybe a
choose.
grandma
I was gonna
now,
say
right?
I would probably choose Instagram.
Yeah.
I feel like just the quality of it. Like Kate and I, we've kind of talked about it. Like I'm deleting my Facebook. I just think there's so much like trash on there.
Yeah,
Not
I
that
get
people
that.
are, but there's just so much like clutter, right, on Facebook and the stuff that people do. And so I mean, I guess you could read into them, right? I'm sure that Facebook uses that data for something.
That's true.
And all the stuff that they share
Instagram's
and post.
Facebook anyways. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
So I'd probably just use Facebook Junior.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that's where all the cool kids are at.
Do it for the gram. You know what I'm saying? Do it for the gram. Yeah.
Gotcha. So and it's more, and I don't think, you guys aren't really like looking, right?
I'm not active. I mean,
Not
if
actively
it happens, it happens. That's great. But
Right.
there's definitely
You're looking for more of a natural progression.
Exactly.
Which I get that.
Don't want to force it.
Yeah, right.
Don't wanna force it.
I think eyes are always open, of course. But
Oh, yeah.
like, you know what I mean? It's like I'm perfectly content.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
like,
right.
if it comes, it happens. So
Yeah, I
Right,
was
yeah.
gonna say probably one of the most fun like seasons of my life. Just having fun, hanging out with everybody and doing things, and
Yeah,
just having fun. And it's not that a relationship would necessarily ruin that, but it's like what we're doing now isn't broke. Don't fix it. Like
Right.
when it comes along, it'll come along. It'll be natural. And all with all the siblings that I have, they got married very young.
Yeah.
And a couple of them have been divorced. A couple of them have thought about getting divorced. A couple of them are still married. And had kids. And so my parents, obviously, with the I say divided family, but divorced parents.
Yeah.
I kind of look at that, and it's not that I think that getting married young that you can't make it, because you certainly can. But it kind of pushes me. I've always just kind of been like, hey, like I'm just gonna let it happen, and I don't necessarily want to be married at 19 with kids or 20 with kids, you know. And so I'm like, if it happens at 30, that's great. Like 32, 3, 4, 5, like whatever, you know. So I'm content with that. And
I get that.
I think it's hard for my family because everyone's, you know, had kids and stuff so young. They're like, what are you doing?
Like, let's go.
Right? Like, well, you know, I'm behind schedule. I went to college. I did all these things. I'm doing different. So, you know, whatever. But I'm content with it, and that's the most important part. So.
Yeah. And I think that also plays into like you're saying is like focusing more on kind of like we were talking about careers and career paths. I think like maybe just focusing and like, you know, obviously if it happens, it happens, but like just really like trying to put your energy towards something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, that's not that life's all about money, right?
Yeah,
but
for
you
sure.
So there's a quote that I love. It says, "Money isn't everything, but it's pretty close to oxygen on the gotta have it scale."
I like that.
Right? So I really like that. It's Zig Ziglar. I don't want to get any like copyright infringement.
Flag.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Flag.
Levi.
Right? I know. So, you know, going into a marriage, right, young, money, you know, you're early in your career, you're graduating, you're paying off student loans, whatever, all these things. And so,
And you're getting a job out of necessity.
yeah.
Not that no one needs a job, but the necessity and like behind it is there's a lot more pressure.
So,
you're doing
you know,
it to make money,
right.
and that's it.
So if you do it now and get established in a career and you're happy, that takes one big variable out of your marriage.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Because like if I couldn't do what I'm doing now if I was married and had a house and
Oh,
kids
no way.
and, you know, all those crazy things. Like
Nope.
and so I'm thankful for that. You know,
Yeah,
'cause
definitely.
I get
it's
it.
just a big
Being
variable.
able to lay the foundation would have been nice. So I get
well
it.
said.
Lay the foundation. Lay the foundation.
Yeah.
Key takeaway: lay the foundation.
Right. Quote of the day. Let me see here. Get my list pulled back up here. Let me see. What did we? Oh, so what do you guys think? Like in your opinion, what do you think impresses a woman? Like if you're, because I understand that, you know, part of the dating game is kind of, you know, showing your feathers, you know, kind of peacocking. It.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, you know, I get that that's part of
Up.
it. So, you know, and both of you guys can expand upon this a little bit, but like, you know, what's your method? You know, what's maybe like the top 5 things that you're gonna do? You know what I mean, to kind of impress somebody. You know. Let's maybe put a scenario on it just to make it easy. Let's say you're doing the first date, right?
Yeah.
So run me through that.
I kind of feel like Levi's just like me in the fact and like always like taking care, you know what I mean? And like always
You mean like of yourself?
Well, no, like her, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
going out, like
it's
it's all taken care of. Like she doesn't, she doesn't buy anything. You know what I mean? Like always, like like
you
leading.
Know, like
you
you
know
tell
what I
me,
mean?
just sit over there and look pretty. Baby.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
that's the goal, right? So
Exactly,
just sit
the
over there
goal.
and look pretty. What do you want me to do? Just sit there and look pretty. It's your one job.
It's one
You've got
job.
One job.
Job,
Don't
one
mess
job.
it up.
But I feel like that's a given.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
right.
like
100%.
Make sure baby girl taken care of.
make sure she's taking care of baby
Oh,
girl.
yeah.
It's on me. It's on me.
It's all we got. No worries. Don't you lift a finger, baby. Put that pocketbook away. Put your pocketbook away.
And then what? I don't know. What else do you think?
As far as on the date, I think. So you're talking about the whole peacocking thing, but I feel like for us, we try to be super genuine. You know, and so I think that's kind of hard because we're just kind of who we are.
Right.
So I feel like, I mean, I try to go into it just, obviously there's a little bit of, you know, naturally there's a little bit of like, you know, cause you're like, your adrenaline's pumping, you know, so you're a little bit different, right? There's nerves there. And so you're probably a little bit, you know, different than what you would normally be. But I mean, I've tried to be normal because I'm like, gosh.
Well, no, it's hard.
If I set a standard now of something that I'm not, I gotta freaking keep that up.
Yeah,
forever.
right.
It sounds like a lot of work. So, you know, just trying to.
Baby, keep your expectations low.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Start them off at a very even level that you can maintain.
Yeah. So I just try to go into it being natural and obviously, you know, preparation, taking care of yourself, like looking nice and you know, and also just
it makes me think of that commercial where the dude sits down, he's got like that deep V. And
his shirt, it's like
he's
the
like, you
laundry
look
detergent
nice.
one.
Yeah,
and it's like all washed out.
He's like, you look really nice tonight, and she goes, you look comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know. We keep it pretty casual in general, though. So
for sure,
casual. You know.
But I like that. Yeah, it's just being yourself. You know what I mean? I think that comes off. Even it might not seem like a big deal. Like I think that's kind of one of the most important things. Is just you know what I mean? Being genuine, being yourself.
Where are you gonna take her?
Ooh.
How do you guys feel about movies?
The back row. Front row.
I'm not. I don't go.
You're like, which row, man?
First of all, I don't go watch a lot of movies.
Yeah, me either. We
myself.
still need to go
so
see
to
Rocket
like,
Man. Plug
you know,
for-
I mean,
plug
like,
for Rocket
I mean, if she want to go, man, I take her. You know what
Same. Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
don't-
see, Audrey and I just had this conversation the other day. We were talking about how like movies on dates, like I kind of get maybe in the beginning because it might make it easier, just
It
because.
does, but it's like
you know,
but you don't
it's
talk.
false.
But
There's
that's
no
the weird
interaction.
part is there's no interaction. You're not talking, like you're just sitting next to each other, and you have to play that whole game. Like, should I grab her hand? Should I not?
right.
Maybe should I put my arm around her? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Like,
you know?
hey, let's just go sit in a dark room
Yeah,
together.
and then I'm gonna take
Thank
you
goodness
home.
there's
I'm gonna take you
some-
home after. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I mean that's not my. I'm more of like so keeping it casual. I'm more of like a pizza and beer. Like let's
Yeah.
keep it casual. Let's go grab some.
Let's go to Zwang's.
You know, yeah,
Tacos.
seriously, Zwanzig's, plug Zwanzig's, Mr. Zwanzig. I'm gonna need a ginormous gift card. But yeah, I mean, just keeping it casual for me. You know, even going someplace.
So you said beer and pizza. Kate,
yeah,
Kate,
I mean-
where are you gonna take her to eat?
Okay, so
Because I know you and I'm
I'm a foodie though.
Yeah,
So
see,
I'm
a
like,
little more bougie. Like that first date, especially. Like I'm gonna take you somewhere nice to eat. Not
I'm not.
like.
No, not saying that most. Like, or
Yeah, I'm not
like,
gonna take you to like that or like Capital like Grill. Like I'm not gonna go spend like $200-$300.
yeah, like you ain't okay.
Because again, you're
I ain't going-
setting
Again,
that,
setting that
Yeah,
standard,
yeah.
right?
standard
Real
high.
high. Yeah.
Dangerous.
Like not saying that I can't provide that at some point, but like
Yeah. So you're like,
I'm not setting it there
No.
first.
yeah. But then they're like, oh, next date Louis back.
Yeah, right.
right.
Third date
Hey,
Benzo.
hey,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
right.
You're like,
just
whoa,
downward spiral
whoa.
from there.
Yeah,
It's
right.
not good.
Daddy's gotta live.
Daddy's gotta live.
Sorry, I refer to myself as daddy because I have 2 kids, not because I'm weird.
I don't know.
Anyways, I was gonna say
And Audrey's not allowed to call me that.
Aubrey. Shout out to Aubrey.
But yeah, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're fine. No, but yeah, I was just gonna agree with you. Is in the fact is just going somewhere. You know what I mean. You're like you want good food naturally. Like even though she might not, it's hard because like if she doesn't care, you know what I mean. Like
Yeah,
it
but
is,
the funny thing is, it's just like I took Audrey to Union 50. Never been there, never heard of it, and does not eat that kind of food,
yeah.
and just
Yeah,
loved
absolutely.
it. And it didn't break the bank. Wasn't cheap, but didn't break the bank. But it was just good food.
Yeah.
And if you started, I feel like that's like a good place to start off. And like she's shy, but still like
She's one of the shyest.
No. No way.
maybe
No
not
way.
anymore. But
She's getting there. We're warming. We're warming her
She's
up.
figuring it
It's
out.
only taken a year and a half.
That was like the best date I ever went on. Went to Union 50, and I mean, it just like it worked out real
Yeah,
well.
that's
You
great.
know what I mean? And then we went to Tappers, and that was fun.
Well, I feel like it also helps. Was Union 50 playing music? Did they have a live
They
band?
didn't have a live band that night, no.
Because I feel like that might be something that'd be nice as
But it
well.
was a good atmosphere.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it always is.
And
there,
it played too because they had a lot of cool like cocktails and stuff. So it was like it was fun to just try some different
Right,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I got scallops and she does not eat seafood, and so I was like, "Why don't you try it?" And they were super good, so she liked them. And
First date, you're lucky she's not vocal. She's like, hey, how about you quit trying to make me do stuff I don't want to do?
Yeah, right.
Already. First date.
I feel like it also helps too, is because like Union 50 is in an area where like you can leave and go walk. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah.
Yep.
That's a
go-
smart
that's what we
play.
did.
which is what I feel like that's, you know what I mean? Or I'll take you to Chili's on the side of 135,
Yeah.
and then you're like,
You're like, hey.
All right.
Well, that's
Yeah.
true.
Where are we
That's a
gonna go
valid-
now?
That's a valid point because right if the date goes well and you're like, well, what do you want to do now? Like, you know what I mean? If you don't want to just stop at dinner, like, let's go do something. So if you're someplace where there's nothing to do, but like, I mean, if you're on Mass Ave or something or
Makes it easy.
whatever, you could just hang out and
For sure.
it's like, hey, there's a band down here, and
it only took me until
you're
I was
smarter than you look.
right?
It only took me until I was like 26. But
I'm gonna store that one away.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, store that one away in the bank. That's smart.
And I don't. Here's another point that I'd like to ask you guys on. Like, I feel now later on in life that there's a lot more pressure on myself to just like, I guess perform is not like the best word, but it's the only thing I can think of at the moment. Just because like at this time, like if you don't like me for me,
Right.
then
Absolutely.
obviously we're not going to work. And
Yeah.
it was just different, when you were in high school or even in college, you kind of keep pushing that, you're like, well, I got to do this, and there's all these standards, and you feel the pressure.
Absolutely.
And I feel like it's so much better now later in life when you're actually like looking for adult relationships.
Yeah.
And it is two adult people who have lived life a little bit more.
Yeah.
It takes the pressure off of both of you. I mean, not that there isn't, like you said, just first date. I mean, it's like nerve wracking, and you
Right.
don't really know each other, and you're like trying to over all these weird, like dinner and everything. You're like trying to figure it out. But I don't know if you guys have felt that or not. And I know relationships you're working on, all those, and you don't really have one right now, but those adult relationships I think are just
I feel for
so
sure
much better.
because I feel like in high school, maybe even college, you're trying to like keep up an image.
Yeah,
somewhat.
exactly.
You're trying to be somebody, right? You're like, oh, I want to fit in, I want to be cool.
Yep.
But now you're just like, hey, like we've both been through some stuff.
Yeah.
Like
sure.
we're both like we're getting through it. We're working through things. Like, oh, your job's not so great. Oh, mine isn't either. We're trying to figure this out, right? We're trying to, do whatever. And so I feel like that vision of like perfection, starts to wean down as you get older.
Your expectations change.
Yeah, and we've also settled in. I mean, like think about the three of us. Even like we're pretty content. We have other friends and we do other things with them, but I mean, for the most part, we're pretty content with just like the three of us, right? Just being together. And so I feel like your circle starts to maybe not necessarily thin out, but you get really comfortable with the people that you're with, and you're comfortable with that group, and you kind of settle into your spot in life a little bit.
Yep.
And so I feel like that helps as well, because then we obviously all know each other very well, and you're just like, and I feel like that same thing happens, in a relationship. You're just like, hey, the standards are kind of off, like we just are who we are, and we either like each other or we don't, and get along. So.
But I feel like kind of like what you're saying is like your perspective changes. You're looking more for a partner instead of like just like a
You're just
girlfriend.
dating.
Yeah, instead
Right.
of just
Be like,
having
I got
a girlfriend. You're like, oh, what up? You know what I mean?
What are you doing? I'm going
But
out
you're looking for someone who can like combine lives.
Well, yeah, and we're talking about life getting harder, and all the things like growing up. So you're like, hey, who can help me navigate this, right?
Yeah, right.
Whether it's finances
I need a hand.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
moving, change, whatever, right?
Right.
Someone that's gonna you start to think about that, like, so.
Yeah, which is crazy.
It's so crazy.
It's overrated. It's overrated. It's not. Stop it.
It's not. I love it. I love
great.
this life.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is. It is. Life is a beautiful thing. It can be a little scary at times, but it's beautiful.
Heck yeah. But I'd rather it be scary with somebody that I can
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
For
makes
sure.
makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Friends, relationship, whatever. You got to have good people there.
Okay, I got one more question for you guys to wrap up this part of the podcast. What is I'm gonna go with both of you. Whoever can go first. What would be your one little piece of advice that you would give to the ladies out there trying to date?
Oh, the single ladies.
I'm just saying.
Oh, the single ladies. Oh, the single ladies. You go first. You got it.
Now put your hands up.
What would be my one piece of advice? I would say, I don't know. Again, just trying to be genuine. I'm like in a world where everything is you're doing it for the gram. Just be yourself. I mean, because and I know it's tough because there are a lot of guys that are not nice out there. I get that. There's with the wrong intentions, right? Talk about going to Brothers. There's plenty of guys out there that are just going to Brothers just to take people home.
Yep.
So I think, just kind of be genuine and be yourself, and actually, give someone a fair shot. Because I think like Cade and I may not come off like people might think that we're just like different at first, you know what I mean? Because we're not like super outgoing or in their face or like, oh, I'm going to woo you or wow you.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
we're looking to build that longer term thing. So, just value those more kind of important things. And I think that comes with, developing in mindset and being mature, but just keep an open mind and give people a fair shot. Be yourself.
I like it.
Well said. I really am just going to have to side with him on that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's probably what I was going to say. You know what I mean? It's just, I think that's
be genuine.
Just be genuine. We here, do you, we going to do us.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice.
I think that all of us can agree that we would be much more impressed with you as a woman if we know that you're being genuine and you're just doing you. You know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're
Exactly.
being yourself, and I mean that's a very appreciative thing.
Yeah, I appreciate someone that knows where they're going at least a little bit. You know what I mean? Like that has the drive and ambition. Like, oh wow, yeah, that's cute that you're doing whatever. But I don't know. We've talked about it. We've been out a few times, after dinner and things. Like we'll stop in at Brothers and have a drink or whatever, and we're just like we use Kel as the gold standard. Kel.
if you
Kel
can't take her
sets
home
the
to
bar,
Kel,
and we're like, no, I can't take her. Like she's cute, but we can't take her home to Kel.
Kel gonna be like, what in the world?
Yeah,
Right?
so,
Who it is?
Yeah, and so some of the outfits and things we see, we're just like, baby girl, what are you doing?
Come on.
You're cute, but
Does your daddy know you're out
package
here?
that body up.
Does your daddy know?
Oh, that makes me think of the Uber. Not to get off subject, but we were in the gas station the other night, going out to this dating
my
and girls, and we were
gosh.
talking about your girls, how are going to be your girls Uber drivers if they're ever in college or downtown India or whatever. Because we go into the Speedway, and we're getting some drinks on the way home from the Indy the other night, and the Uber driver is behind us, and he comes in and he's like, says something. Do you know exactly what he said? I can't remember, but it was just dirty towards these girls. He's like, oh yeah, all these girls just dropped 3 girls off. It makes the night go a lot faster. Something. To that
Yeah,
extent,
he was like, yeah, it makes the night go a lot faster, man. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, them college girls. He's
And
like,
I was like, you're a dirtball. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
It
Like
was
we
also
even
missing
felt like
teeth,
that,
and
and
I was like,
so we were
It
just
makes
like,
you just like.
it was just like, oh, that doesn't feel good.
yeah.
And
I
so
was like,
we were.
guess what? Never putting Lydia or Elsie in an Uber.
Yeah,
Never.
both of us were like, nope. If they want to go out, we will take you out.
Freaking,
Right?
you want a limo? It's all your. I'll forget
Yep,
you a limo.
We'll drive you around.
Helicopter? You got it.
You
got it.
Yeah, we'll land that thing on Salesforce Tower.
Yeah.
We'll shimmy down the side.
I love it. Love it. Let me think. I'm trying to think. Let's do. Let's go ahead and do some true confessions
boy.
with
These are
Levi
not
here.
confessions.
I hope that you're ready because I know I kind of like gave you the heads up.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
All right.
So
yeah.
Kate and I will play. So we'll whenever you're ready, go ahead and give us your first 2 facts, stories, whatever you'd like to do.
Okay.
And we'll try to figure out which one's true, and we'll play a couple rounds of this.
Ooh,
See how well I know you.
Right? Let's see how well
Right.
we know Levis.
barely.
Barely.
Yeah, you guys
Great.
barely know. I'm not as well prepared for this as I should have been. I had a good one, and it kind of is a funny fact that my mom loves to tell about me.
Oh, Linda.
Linda.
Listen, Linda.
Oh, Linda.
Listen, Linda.
Yeah. So, never have I ever pooped in a Walmart bag,
Okay.
Ooh,
or
sounds like something I would do.
yeah, you have a lot of.
I really hope the theme of this game changes at some
It's
point.
gonna stay. It's all leads back.
It's just
to
like
it's the end. Poop is the end of all things. End of all good food. End of all good
Okay.
everything.
Oh
right?
my gosh.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Hey, ladies, we're gonna give you some not marriage, dating advice,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna go. Hey, I pooped in a Walmart bag.
Yep. So never
Just
have I
being
ever.
real.
Yeah, just being real.
Okay. Never have you ever done that, or
Yep. Never have I ever done that, or never have I ever got a speeding ticket.
I feel like he's definitely had a speeding ticket.
I would think so too, because he drives as bad as I am. But I feel like everybody is so much luckier than I am.
Yeah, you do. You get. It's not great.
But he said that Linda likes to tell this story.
Yeah,
I'm going
go
with
the Walmart bag.
I'm going with Walmart bag is true.
Yeah, for sure.
You are correct.
Ah!
Yes.
Can you
guys are-
maybe
Ding, ding, ding.
can you maybe give us like
The
how
background
long
of that.
ago was this?
Oh,
That's about all I need.
I was little, and I'll give you a little backstory. So my parents obviously told you that my hashtag, for lack of a better term, real parents. I don't know. One of them was real, but divorced. And so when my parents got married, they got married on Lake Monroe. You guys know we were boating,
Yep.
and so that was really cool. So we were, I was obviously very young. I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I had to poop. So
I had to go.
So my mom was like, and they had just gotten married. Right.
Oh, gosh,
and
yeah.
I'm like, so my mom literally holds a Walmart bag, and my dad holds like a towel up around me, and I pooped
Locked
in a
it
Walmart
down.
bag.
Locked it
So
down.
Linda loves to tell that story about me. So that's one of her favorites. So shout out.
But
to
hold
her.
on, have you ever gotten a speeding ticket?
No, I've never.
I see. I
know,
that feeling.
not-
I'm like,
I've got
Seriously, I drive
and I don't
around
even
like
drive that
freaking
fast.
Mario Andretti, and I've never got this.
I don't understand that.
I don't either, but
So I had a ticket like every
Thank
year
you,
after I
Jesus.
turned 16. It was just like, boom,
You're
boom, boom.
a wreck. Yeah,
I'm so lucky.
literally
I
a wreck.
count my
Hey, I don't want to hear it. You ran into me, good sir.
Bald tires,
Oh,
bro.
okay.
Bald tires.
Sure, that's his story. Sticking with it. Okay, round 2. What do you got?
Oh no, I gotta think of something good here.
You got lucky. We're only going to do 2. Where this is the last
Okay,
round.
this is
I
it?
know normally we do 3. We're going to do 2 just because we're running long today.
Okay. Sorry, I'm talkative.
Hey, no, you're good.
So
I figured we would.
yeah. So never have I ever ran over someone.
Okay,
With a
wow.
with a 4-wheeler or a golf cart or anything.
Okay, just in general. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Or never have I ever flipped myself over on a 4-wheeler. I'm gonna let you guys go for that. So you guys know that I ride pretty fun. Oh,
Does the razor count?
razor doesn't count.
Okay, I was gonna say because we were there. I know you flipped that dude.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, so flipped a quad or run someone over.
That's aggressive.
That seems way too aggressive for Levi.
Yeah.
He's got a huge heart.
I know.
I mean, doesn't mean he wouldn't. He'd probably run over me.
Hey, you know I
No,
can
he
get
would.
savage.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
I'm just joking.
I would, but then I'd become resistant.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it would instantly flip, and you'd be
It
like,
would. I would be like, oh my gosh, someone get this guy a freaking Louis wallet. Bring him some
hook him
chocolate.
up.
Yes.
Man, what do you think,
I'll
Cade?
just go rolling a quad.
Rolling it? You think that's the true and the other one's false?
Yeah.
Running somebody over?
Rolling it.
Okay, we got.
So my little sister Peyton, God love her heart, I ran over her
Oh, like fully?
when she was little. Yeah,
With
so
what?
I've done some bad things to her. I dropped her on her head one time when we were at an amusement park on the asphalt. I ran over her like going full speed with a golf cart. And she was underneath it. They could. So not only that, but then I've
Dang.
also thrown
Savage.
her out the side, and she got rocks in her head. So I've been awful to her. Love you, Peyton. So yeah,
man.
I ran over someone. That was the scariest.
That
thing I've
surprises
probably
me.
ever-
It's
I
scary.
know, right? I was just driving too fast, but I've never rolled a four-wheeler over.
Same.
Surprisingly, as much as. oh yeah.
Same. I don't know. I think we got video proof that.
Hey.
It's a touchy subject. Huh? A little bit touchy.
God. I love you. Well, thank you for playing. I
Absolutely,
appreciate that. The last thing I'm going to have you do for us, just because you have the background in it, what is the one piece of financial advice that you would give somebody that's our age? Like, what's the top thing that you think financially people should be doing?
Don't you dare
that might
say
not
save
be.
your money. Do not. No, I'm just joking.
You know me. I like to find a good blend.
Yeah.
So in my last career, I
Spending
was
it's fun.
spinning is fun.
Pretty good at it.
Spinning
It's
is
mine.
winning.
I spend it.
I see it. I like it. I want it. I got it. We'll take two. They're small. So my biggest piece of financial advice, I'm going to try to. They kind of go hand in hand. So I will kind of group them together. But number one is just start. Right, like that's the biggest thing. Especially, I always tell Cade, I tell you guys, like, hey, like I started saving, but that was naturally the industry that I'm in. Right, it's kind of abnormal to start as young as I did, but start young. I don't want to be at the beach drinking beer by myself when I'm retired, right? Like I want you guys to be there. So, start saving is the number one thing, and just even if it's small, right? Just do it. Just start to form that habit. It just adds up. It starts to compound. And then for young people is be strategic with who you choose to manage your money. Number one, and be strategic with where they put it. Like a Roth IRA for a young person, that would be kind of my top recommendation. If they're saving for retirement, there's tax advantages to a Roth IRA. So your 401k, they make it look enticing because they give you some free money to go into it, and people get out there and they're like, hey, we have $1 million in here, which is great. But then we're like, oh, whatever tax rates is, right? Like if I'm in a 30% tax rate, your $1 million just went down to 700,000,
Right?
Which is a steep chunk. So
That's big. That's a lot of money.
yeah, so start young, just chunk away at it, and use tax advantage things like a Roth, which is a huge advantage. So with a Roth, you put the money in now, you pay taxes on it, but you don't pay taxes in the long run. Like you don't pay taxes
If you want to pull it out, you don't take that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
that'd be
But you pay taxes on the money that you put in.
Yeah, so it just flows through your incomes. Like you would take it through your check. If you have 401k, it comes out like pre-tax. It's payroll deduction. But if you have a Roth, it flows to you, and then it goes from there, and you deposit it with an advisor somewhere and do it that way. So do that, start saving, just chunk away at it, and don't be ashamed or afraid to ask for advice and start just because it's a small amount.
Yeah.
Or because you're like, people get intimidated. Oh, I can't put away, $1,000 a month or $500.
Right.
Doesn't matter. If it's $25 a month, start, right?
Right.
It's something.
Start putting it away.
Just form the habit. So
Yep.
forming the habit, that'd be the synopsis of the
Well,
whole
if
deal.
somebody
It's
wants to learn more about this stuff, I understand you can go online, but can
Yeah.
you go into like your local branch and talk about Roth IRA and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you have a family or friend that's in the business, that anyone in Edward Jones, which right household name, Merrill Lynch, Northwestern Mutual, wherever, you should be able to go in there and talk to the person, and they should be transparent with you about the fees, all those things. And if they're not, go
Get
run.
out of there.
You know what I mean? If they're not,
Right.
if you get that gut, right? People have gut feeling, but it's your money and your future, and choose wisely with who you let manage it. So yeah, anyone like that should be able to. Which online you could do a lot of research now too.
Right. Okay.
So yeah,
Well, we appreciate it, Levi.
absolutely. Thanks for having me.
That's it. So the last thing I want to mention, Liv manages the Instagram, and I don't know if she's posted anything, but we had talked in the last episode. If you haven't heard that, we are giving away 2 tickets to the Sun King 10th anniversary event. That we'll be able to transfer them online. We got everything. I got everything on my computer. We're ready to rock and roll. I expect her to post something hopefully this week, and you guys should be able to find that. Definitely enter to win that. We're going to be there. Going to be a lot of fun. We've been multiple years before, so They're going to release some new beers. There's going to be a local band there. Good time. I think it starts at 6. It's on June 22nd. So we're a couple weekends away now. So it's the weekend after next.
Can we go to that, Cade?
Right.
Can we
I expect these
we
guys to be
Can
there.
we win the tickets?
Get your tickets.
They can't win the tickets, though.
Oh,
Sorry, you're out. You're out. You're out.
We're gonna go.
But a big thanks to Cade for sitting in for Liv.
Hey, glad to be here.
Levi, thanks for coming in today
absolutely.
and talking to us, helping us out a little bit.
It's been a pleasure.
Liv, miss ya. Hope you're having a good trip.
We do.
Don't miss you,
It
Luke.
hasn't been. Don't
I miss you, Luke.
And so we appreciate you guys listening. Numbers are looking good. We appreciate everybody. Next couple weeks, we have some new guests that are going to be coming on as well. Super excited about that.
Get your listening pants on.
Yeah, gonna be fun. I don't want to
your
spoil
listening
anything,
pants on.
but really excited about the next couple of guests. So gonna be lots to learn and lots to listen to. So this has been This is episode 13. So appreciate everybody listening, and we're out.